What's up, Shellheads? Welcome back to the Warrior Pins YouTube channel. Let me just say, it's great to see you again. Today, we're going to be reading the first couple chapters in the junior novelization of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This is a young adult book put out by Random House, 138 pages, 8 full color page insert in the middle. This pretty much spoils the movie. I do believe that this does in fact spoil the movie. I bought this a couple weeks ago off Amazon, and you know, as we get closer to the release of Mutant Mayhem, we've been seeing more and more new clips, and a lot of those clips are lining up with what's inside this book. So take that for what it's worth. Consider this your spoiler warning, and without further ado, let's jump into it. Chapter 1. Late one night, an armored van tore through the streets of New York City. Inside, soldiers for the TCRI, the Techno-Cosmic Research Institute, listened to instructions from the leader, a tall, muscular man whose nickname was Spider. Just by the look at his gruff face, anyone can tell that Spider expected instant obedience from his troops, and got it. Or else. "Listen up," Spider barked. "I'm gonna make this simple. We're going after Dr. Baxter Stockman, the former head of TCRI's Mutant Development Wing. He stole billions of dollars worth of research, including an actual mutant specimen." The soldiers exchanged nervous glances. This was the first time they heard about going after a mutant. What might this mutant be capable of? "Each of you has been issued a high-powered anti-mutant weapon," Spider continued, holding up a blaster. "Whatever Stockman's made of, this can unmake it." Spider scanned the soldiers' faces, hoping this information would give them confidence, but they still looked anxious. Some of them were even sweating, though it wasn't a hot night. Spider needed them pumped up and ready for action. He opened a laptop video feed, figuring a pep talk from the boss might help. "Okay." From headquarters, the head of TCRI herself, Dr. Cynthia Outram, has a few words. Dr. Outram appeared on the screen looking cold and menacing. "This mission is of the utmost importance," she snarled. "Failure will be frowned upon. Bring Stockman's mutant and whatever he used to make it." The soldiers exchanged glances. So, not only was there a mutant, but they were supposed to bring it in? What kind of wild mission was this anyway? In the basement of an abandoned building, exposed pipes dripped rusty water into foul puddles. Ignoring his shabby surroundings, Dr. Baxter Stockman mixed chemicals into a vial of green ooze. "I've done it, little one," the proud genius cried triumphantly. "I've perfected the ooze. Are you excited for Daddy?" He looked down towards the floor. There, in an old playpen, sat a human baby with head, wings, and limbs of a fly. Buzzing happily, it ate sugar from a large sack. Stockman took off his white lab coat and bent down to lovingly wrap it around the fly baby. "Not too much sugar," he chuckled. "You'll spoil your dinner." He patted the fly baby on the back affectionately. "You know, my so-called friends at TCRI want to use you as a weapon." Stockman shook his head. "I couldn't allow that." He stood straight up and looked around the gloomy chamber. "But we're safe now, and soon you'll have brothers and sisters." The scientist crossed to a shelf holding green vials full of cells. Above each vial was a drawing of a mutant. A humanoid warthog, a lizard man, a crocodile with long arms. "See?" Stockman said, gesturing towards the vials. "They're already growing. A real family for the both of us. I never had a family, little one. No friends. Nobody ever liked me or even accepted me. But now I think we can be happy." He picked up a set of blueprints for a large, complicated device and studied the diagrams. "Very, very happy." Bang! Stockman looked startled and frightened by the loud noise echoing through the empty floors upstairs. Someone was trying to break in. Outside, Spider urged his fellow warriors to keep slamming a battering ram into the derelict building's locked door. "Again!" he ordered. Wham! With a powerful blow, the soldiers cracked the door open. "Go, go, go!" Spider shouted. The armed soldiers ran into the dark building. They headed down the basement stairs, soon finding their way to Stockman's secret laboratory. The scientist was frantically trying to pack up his research equipment. He held the glass vial of green ooze. "Freeze! Don't move, Spider yelled, pointing his weapon right at Stockman. Where's the specimen? He asked, referring to the mutant taken from TCRI's facility. Stockman stammered, trying to stall for time, desperate to save his creation, his child, his family. The team of soldiers found the empty playpen. It's not here, said Spider. Then, worried that Stockman would somehow command the mutant to attack, Spider added, stay quiet. But the flybaby didn't need to be commanded. Ah! A soldier screamed as the creature flew right at him, knocking him to the floor. One by one, the soldiers were taken out by the rampaging flybaby. A soldier waved his weapon wildly, trying to get the buzzing mutant in his sights. Don't shoot, Spider ordered. We need it alive. He turned his attention from the furious insect child to tell Stockman, don't move. Seizing its opportunity, the flybaby attacked Spider. Screaming, he fired his weapon, disobeying his own order. No! Stockman shouted. Don't shoot! The chemicals in this room are highly explosive! But his warning came too late. Spider fired his weapon again and boom! Chemicals flashed and burst into flames. No! Stockman cried, leaping towards the flybaby to shield it with his body. The full force of the chemical blast whooshed across the room, enveloping him and the flybaby. With the smoke cleared, Stockman was still lying on the floor, gripping the vial of green ooze in his blistered hand. The flybaby was nowhere to be seen. Dusting himself off, Spider scanned the room. The floor was littered with unconscious bodies of Stockman and Spider's fellow soldiers. A call came in from the head of TCRI to check on the team's progress. Cynthia, I'm sorry, Spider told Utrum. We lost everything. At TCRI's headquarters, Cynthia Utrum sat in a huge room surrounded by looming pieces of complex machinery and bubbling vats of chemicals. A group of scientists looked at her expectantly, eager to hear the results of the soldiers' missions. Bring me anything you find, Utrum ordered. We'll copy his research no matter how long it takes. Baxter Stockman's creation must live on, and with it a new form of life itself. Cynthia laughed manically. Her scientists looked at each other uneasily. Back in Stockman's lab, the soldiers gathered up the few remnants that hadn't been destroyed by the fire. They also lifted Stockman himself. As the life drained from his body, he dropped the vial of green ooze. The soldiers didn't notice. The vial rolled toward a sewer grate and fell into the inky abyss, setting in motion a chain of events not even the brilliant Baxter Stockman himself could have ever anticipated. Chapter 2. 15 years later, in the sewers underneath New York City, 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles grabbed their ninja weapons, swords, sai, nunchuck, bow staff, and set out on a night raid. In formation, they sprinted through a sewer pipe that opened near the Brooklyn Bridge and leapt into action. Moments later, in a dark alley, Leonardo, the leader of the 4 brothers, pulled out an ancient-looking scroll. Master Splinter has given us a very important mission tonight, he said in a low, raspy voice. We must use stealth and cunning to infiltrate the human world and retrieve yogurt. Making fun of his brother's voice, Donatello echoed, Yogurt? Yogurt. We need to infiltrate the world to get yogurt. Yogurt, Raphael said, also mocking Leo's voice. I'm trying to be cool, so I'm talking in a deep voice. Okay, Batman, Michelangelo added sarcastically. Don't hurt your throat. Leo looked annoyed. I'm just trying to hype you guys up. Raph grabbed the scroll out of his brother's hands. Give me that list. What else are we getting? He's reading the shopping, more accurately, the stealing list out loud. 4 quarts of non-fat milk, ice cream, fruits and veggies. Gross, Michelangelo interrupted, making a face. And a party-sized bag of ranch dressing-flavored chips, Raphael concluded. I like cheese puffs, Michelangelo put in, hoping this might add to their list of items. His brothers ignored him. They were well aware of Mikey's love for cheese puffs. Tonight's task was to gather the items requested by their father, not their brother. Donnie peered at the list. Dad was very specific about wanting the party-sized bag. He underlined it twice. All right, Leo said, putting the list away. Donnie, you're on toiletries. Great, Donnie said unenthusiastically. Raph, Leo continued, you're stocking up the pantry. Yeah, Raph said. And Mikey, you're on junk food, Leo ordered. I'm thirsty, Mikey said. His brothers ignored us. Mikey was pretty much always hungry or thirsty. And remember, don't let any human see you, because why? In unison, the 4 brothers recited, humans are the demon scum of the earth. don't say hi. They lust to murder that which is different from them. To interact with them is to die. And Dad wouldn't have taught us that catchy rhyme if it wasn't true, Leo said. Mikey looked doubtful. To be honest, I think humans are kind of cool. Beyonce, Drake, Raph suggested. We wouldn't even have K-pop without humans, Donnie pointed out. He was a big fan of Korean pop music, even though the radio and internet reception in the sewers wasn't great. Leo nodded. Sure, we all think humans are cool, but we've got a job to do. He lowered his voice again, speaking huskily. Let's go. Raph, Mikey, and Donnie again mocked Leo's deep delivery as they ran out of the alley into the night, intent on hunting down their prey. Delicious groceries. In a small bodega, which is a neighborhood store selling everything from umbrellas to vegetables, Leo stealthily covered the lens of a security camera. As the owner of the bodega watched an old sitcom on a small television, Raph rappelled down from the ceiling and used his side blades to snatch a loaf of bread. As the turtle silently crept away, Leo scratched bread off the list. Sneaking across the docks at the edge of the East River, Mikey grabbed a toilet plunger from a shipping crate and tossed it to Leo. On top of a high-rise apartment building, Raph and Donnie snipped fruits and veggies off branches and vines of a rooftop garden. Behind a fancy hotel, Donnie used his bow staff to snag rolls of toilet paper from a delivery van. Meanwhile, Leo and Mikey leapt on top of a moving truck. As it sped through the streets of Lower Manhattan, they managed to swing down, pull up the back door, and tumble inside. When they saw the truck's delicious contents, the two brothers smiled. It was carrying bags of ranch dressing flavor chips, party-sized. With every item crossed off their list, the brothers headed to their rendezvous point on top of a building in Midtown. Strictly speaking, it wasn't necessary for them to meet up on the rooftop before heading home, but it made their shopping excursion seem a bit more like a ninja adventure. As they climbed up separately, a news report played on a giant screen attached to the side of the building. Another brazen and deadly robbery happened today in the heart of Manhattan, a news anchor reported. An industrial-grade generator capable of powering all of Staten Island was stolen mid-transport. Police fear that this incident is connected to recent thefts of plutonium, high-density conducting cables, and a nuclear power converter. File photos of each stolen item appeared on the screen as the anchor named them. All the police have to go on this point is vague rumors of a mysterious criminal mastermind known on the streets as Superfly. Chapter 3. Not bad, Leo exclaimed as he vaulted over the low wall and landed on the roof, meeting his three brothers. Heading home on a good note. Let's get these groceries back. Whoa, Raph interrupted, holding both hands up. We've only been out for like an hour. Let's stay out. Donnie and Mikey clearly agreed with Raph's proposal. Yeah, Mikey urged Leo. Come on. Leo couldn't believe what he was hearing. Guys, come on. We said we weren't going to do this anymore. Last week it was Madison Square Garden to watch the Knicks. The week before that it was an outdoor concert. Mikey grinned, remembering the concert. She hit them notes like crazy. She was transcendent, Raph said. My spirit left my body, Donnie claimed. Leo just shook his head. If we keep taking so long to run a few quick errands, Splinter's gonna catch on. He'll ground us. Shrugging this off, Donnie said he never goes anywhere, so he has no idea how long things take. For all he knows, it takes 3 hours to get to the bodega. We told him we wouldn't mess around anymore, Leo argued. But Donnie wasn't listening. He was busy checking his phone to see what might be going around town that night. Oh hey, he said, excited. It's outdoor movie night in Dumbo, standing for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. Dumbo was a trendy neighborhood in Brooklyn. Nice, Raph said, grinning. I hope it's an action movie, Donnie said. I hope it's a funny one, Mikey said. Come on, Donnie said, hurrying towards the edge of the rooftop. Let's go. He, Raph, and Mikey started climbing down the fire escape. Seeing that he was hopelessly outnumbered, Leo reluctantly followed his brothers. Fine, he called after them. Wait up. The movie showing on the outdoor screen was Ferris Bueller's Day Off, a movie from the 80s about a high school dude who played hooky with his friends to enjoy one incredible day in Chicago. The 4 mutant turtles watched from a nearby rooftop, entranced by the film. I wish I had hair like that, Mikey said wistfully. Look at that vest, man, Donnie said, pointing on the screen. Dude, everyone is grooving right now. Leo was fascinated. Is this how high school is in, like, real life? He watched as Ferris danced on the float to the Beatles' Twist and Shout. Nodding, Raph said, yeah, if you go to high school, you can just hijack a parade whenever you want. Wow, Mikey said, awed. Can you imagine that? Yeah, I'm totally not jealous at all, Donnie remarked, saying the exact opposite of how he really felt. The brothers' eyes wandered from the screen to the crowd of teenagers watching the movie and hanging out together. A guy put his arm around a girl, some jocks tossed a football back and forth, a kid started dancing like the characters on the screen, and other kids threw popcorn at him laughing. Mikey started dancing too, mimicking the actors on screen. Leo pulled him out of sight. Sit down. Raph sighed. Maybe one day we'll be able to dance in the streets and have crowds of people cheering for us, you know? Yeah. Maybe one day, Leo said sadly, not believing it for 1 second. He was pretty sure they were going to have to spend their lives alone, never making any friends outside their little family. He cleared a lump out of his throat. Guys, let's go. The brothers took a last look at all the teenagers enjoying themselves and at the movie screen. Then they turned and lowered themselves into the sewer. Mikey lingered a moment, looking through the grate at the shiny lights of the city. When they reached their home beneath the streets, the turtles tried to sneak into their room, unseen by their dad. Everyone be quiet, Leo whispered. Maybe he already went to sleep. Wait, why are we whispering? Donnie asked. Whispering is like white noise, Mikey explained. Good to sleep by. He started making a sound like static from a radio. Dude, Leo hissed. Too loud. Click. A lamp snapped on. The four brothers were startled. Ah! Their dad, a mutant rat named Splinter, was waiting for them. Boys, where have you been? I've been freaking out. The teens all tried to answer it at once. We're sorry, Dad, Leo apologized. There was this cat, Mikey fibbed, and you know I'm scared of cats. They tried to slink off the bed, but Splinter stopped them. Wait, you said you were going shopping and coming right back. Where were you? The brothers tried to come up with some excuse for their tardiness, but Splinter just stared them down, unconvinced. Finally, Leo said, Look, we're really sorry, Dad. Some of the guys wanted to see a movie, and I tried to talk them out of it. Leo! Raph, Donnie, and Mike blurted out at the same time. They couldn't believe Leo was throwing them under the bus. Splinter looked horrified. You watched a movie? With humans? Mikey got in Leo's face. You ratted us out. Hey, Splinter said, offended. Don't use that word that way. Sorry, Dad, Mikey said, looking sheepish. Donnie tried to calm their father down. It wasn't that big of a deal. We just watched the movie and came back. We're fine. Splinter frowned. You forgot, huh? You don't remember why humans are disgusting monsters. Why they're dangerous. Why they're gonna milk us for blood. There you have it, the first 3 chapters of the TMNT Mutant Mayhem Junior Novelization. Pretty cool stuff. Now, a lot of work did go into making this video, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get through the entire 138 pages before the movie comes out. I'll try and do maybe one more. I mean, if there's an overwhelming response, maybe I'll do the whole book. But realistically speaking, looking at what I have coming up the next couple days, I might not get to it. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next video.